James Kaufman, World News Report today, February 25th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. FBI employees destroying evidence on servers 24/7. Even after Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have taken over. They say it's a bombshell, but it's no bombshell to me. An FBI whistleblower has come forward with a disturbing bombshell that the deep state is actively destroying evidence, government files that could link them to crimes against the American people. Former FBI agent Garrett O'Boyle on Monday told conservative activist and commentator Benny Johnson that FBI employees were working around the clock to delete evidence off the agency's servers, even as reformers Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have taken over. Quote, their servers, which are stand-alone, people inside the FBI have been working night and day to destroy files on these servers, he explained to Johnson. Quote, I was told that the way the files are being destroyed, not even Elon Musk can restore them. That's what's happening right now in the Hoover building as we speak. Then we have Benny Johnson posting, bombshell. FBI whistleblower reveals the FBI is actively destroying evidence after Kash Bongino takeover. Quote, the FBI is working day and night to destroy files on these servers. Can't be restored. I'm sure there's info about Epstein and subversion against Americans, etc. Let's listen to the whistleblower himself.
You maybe give us a closer in perspective as to what the subversion is happening inside the building right now. And obviously you're going to have like an antibody reaction.
Right. Absolutely. Like I'll give you a big one that I heard recently, which was already passed on, is that there are FBI servers that are sort of standalone, and people inside the FBI have been working night and day to destroy files on these servers. And I was told that once these files are destroyed, the way they are set up, that even Elon Musk could not restore them. So that's happening right now, as we speak. That's happening with Kash Patel being the director. It was happening before he got there. And so that subversion, like I said, started immediately. And it's only going to continue. These people, and here's another example I was told. Last week, right out of the gates, Kash Patel came out and said 1,500 people, 500, you're going to Alabama. You're still going to be headquarters personnel, you're going to Alabama. 1,000 of you, you're going out to the field. He said this long before the election even, that he said if he was in charge, he would say, let cops be cops, and so go out and be cops. Already, people are saying, we are not going to comply with that. We are going to make it seem as if we transferred. We're going to do what they call, quote unquote, paper transfers, and we're not going to obey these lawful orders. I don't know if you heard Steve Miller in the last few days. He came out and has given a great civics lesson on Article 2 of the Constitution. The FBI falls under the executive branch, and you have these career bureaucrats who say, no, we answer to no one. Well, hopefully that's going to change, and I think under Kash Patel and Dan Bongino leadership, I think it will. But they've got to root out this subversion first.
Somebody who works inside of the West Wing came up to us in a private setting when we were in D.C. and said, you would not believe the number of times that my office has to be swept for bugs.
It's crazy.
And inside the White House has to be swept by agencies to figure out if there's electronic monitoring that's happening to us on a daily basis. It's crazy. Any idea what's on the servers that's so damning that it has to be siloed into such a secure facility with the lack of redundancy or capacity for anybody to go through and sort of for digital forensics, right? You can uncover most data that's deleted, you can uncover it in some capacity. So somebody's worked very hard to make sure that this data that you're talking about can be deleted and destroyed forever. Any idea what it is?
No idea on what it is. I can only speculate, but you mentioned the Epstein list. I'd imagine it's cases like that. It's intel cases that are very siloed, very secretive, and I'm sure there's probably even information regarding the FBI's own subversive measures against Americans, against American politicians, for instance. We learned over the last few days that the Oval Office was bugged, and they took out the Resolute desk to inspect it more. Who's doing that type of thing, Benny? It's going to be, if they're operating at all as they should be, it's going to be the FBI, because they're the domestic agency. Now, is it beyond the CIA or NSA playing a role? No, not at all. Because I think all of these agencies at this point do not have the best interest of the American public in mind. That's something that the Trump administration is trying to change. But it's going to be an uphill battle, I believe,
for the entire 4-year term is how he finished. Let me just say, these agencies have not been cleaned up even a little bit. They need to be completely gutted and redone from the ground up, or you're always going to have the problems, okay? I thought that Trump promised that he was going to dismantle these agencies and build them from the bottom up, but that's not happening at all. Just a few employees here and there are being let go. Mostly employees that had no real significance, or employees that everyone knew were slime balls. Now, no one has been arrested whatsoever. Nothing's been turned over to the American people to show any misdoing by government. The whole thing's turning into a huge shit show. You know, really, very few people are being deported. We need to have millions of people deported each year, not 1,000, not a couple of hundred a day. This has become embarrassing. What happened to stopping the Ukrainian war in one day? What happened to releasing the JK and Epstein files the first day in office? What happened to all the real promises? All we've really seen Trump do is sign a bunch of executive orders that have all been stopped by liberal judges. So very, very little is being accomplished. Like it or not, folks, it's all just for, well, optics, if you will, and it's quite obvious to anyone with a brain. These agencies need to be gutted down to about 5% of the size they currently are, and that's never going to happen at this pace, period. Turns out Trump's pen didn't go as far as he thought it was going to go, folks. And let me just tell you, we're the losers here, the American people, period. Pam Bondi has no business reviewing any JK files or Epstein files, and they need to be 100% clear, no redactions whatsoever. So why waste your time? If you're going to redact something, that means you're keeping something from the very people that pay your salary. And that wasn't part of the deal. Transparency was what we signed up for. God bless you and yours, folks. This is going to really, really get ugly quick, because people like me are not going to sit around and watch this half-ass effort. I want to see some mass deportations. Tens of thousands of people each day, minimal. If we have to take all the IRS agents and put them into the, well, immigration ICE, do it. Do whatever it takes. Let me just say, the U.S. citizen, the patriot, we've had enough. And with all these great accomplishments, about 90% of them have now been rolled back completely by the liberal judges. So how far have we really gotten? Well, you tell me in the comments below. Please share. Please subscribe. No one has been prosecuted, and it doesn't look like anyone ever will be, because right now they're allowing them to destroy the evidence when they should have put the FBI on lockdown the day President Trump got into office. God bless. Share and subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible. Bizarro world.